was once a farmer who wanted to grow some fruits, but in order to get the fruit, he had to plant the seeds. So setting out to do just that, he gathered a batch of seeds and he planted them. The rains came, watered the seeds, and the seeds drank as much as they could. The sun came and shined his golden rays upon the seeds, giving them energy they needed to grow. They began to sprout and they grew. But because they were planted along the path on the hard ground, people stepped on, and many of them were eaten up by the hungry birds, who gulped them, all of them. Farmer saw what happened and decided to try again. This time, he gathered a batch of seeds and planted them elsewhere. The rains came and watered the seeds, and seeds drank as much as they could. Then the sun came and shined his golden rays upon the seeds, giving the energy they needed to grow. The seeds grew and grew and grew, and the farmer was very happy. But he planted them this time on rocky soil. So even though they have started to put down roots, the roots weren't very long because of all the pebbles on their way. When the sun came up and shined his golden rays, these little plants scorched and shrank because they had no water in their roots. The farmer was beside them all. He wanted the seeds to grow, so he decided to try again. He gathered the seeds and planted them, and he prayed that his batch would succeed. The rains came and watered the seeds, and seeds drank as much as they could. The sun came and shined upon his golden rays on the seeds, giving the energy they needed to grow. And the plants grew, and they grew, and they grew. They have put down roots, and they were big and tall. Oh, but these plants were planted between the weeds and the thorns, and they outgrew them and took all the water and the sun. The plant was crushed by the seeds and the thorns. They gradually withered away, and they were no more. The farmer was desperate. This time, he decided to try another approach. He gathered his last batch of seeds and sprinkled them on the soil, but in a different location. Rains came and watered the seeds, and the seeds drank as much as they could. The sun came and shined his golden rays upon the seeds, giving the energy they needed to grow. And the plants grew, and they grew, and they grew, until they were big and tall and strong. The rains came and watered them, but the plants did not wash away. The sun came and shined. The plants did not scorch and wither away. The birds came out because they were very hungry, but the seed had grown into big and strong plants. And even the winds blew and blew and blew around the plants, but they remained just where they were planted. You see, the farmer planted these seeds in soil which has no stones, no weeds, no thorns, but had soft ground so that the roots grew long and deep. The farmer was so excited because these plants he can hope for so that they can bear fruits. Jesus once told this story to a group of people who gathered around to see him and hear him. And at the end of the story, he explained that the seed is the message of God's love, that people hear the message but pay no attention to it. They become likened the seeds that planted on the hard path, and likened they were eaten by the birds, even though they had full chance to grow. The other people hear the God's love and seems to understand it, but they don't really believe God's words and what God telling them is true. But people who hear God's message of love and who believe in it and act on it, these are the ones who grew along the challenges, and these are the ones that eventually bear the fruit, showing all world the message of love. And together, the end.